right, give up for playing one more time, everybody. Yeah. I'm Nick Martinello. I'm Nova Scotian Italian. People are laughing because there's not many of us. It's a weird thing to say, you know? I was the only Italian person people knew growing up, right? People come up to me and they're like, "Hey, Martinello, spicy meatball," you know? I'd be like, "Calm down, guys. My family's been here since the 1800s. The culture is gone." The most Italian thing about me is my body hair and how much I yell at my mother. I'm about as Italian as a Kirkland brand lasagna. Some of you didn't laugh because the only Italian food you've ever had was from Costco. The point of that joke is it's not Italian. But I am a bad Italian. I do love the pizza at Costco. It's my favorite pizzeria in town. I just love that dirty pizza. I eat too much of it, right? I'm trying to get into shape, so I joined a gym. Do you guys know Fit for Less? Yeah. It's one of those gyms that's basically free, right? It's like $10 a month. And I signed up and I was like, I'm gonna get in shape, I'm gonna change my life. I get to the gym and everyone in the gym is eating pizza. There's a guy in a treadmill just shoving a slice of Hawaiian into his face. And I was like, what's going on, right? I went up to a personal trainer and he's like, "Oh, today's pizza day. Have as much as you want." And I was like, "Bro, I came here to get away from pizza," right? And he's like, "This is how we reward our members for doing a great job getting into shape." I was like, that's like showing up to your first day of rehab and they're like, "By the way, it's cocaine day." Just a little reward for our addicts, you know? They're doing a great job staying sober, so you gotta treat yourself every once in a while. This is a controversial opinion. I think that alcohol is the worst drug there is. Right? Only drug with calories. Right? Every other drug, part of a balanced diet. Have you ever seen a cokehead? They look fantastic, you gotta admit. They're nice and slim, they got those defined cheekbones you only get from drug abuse. I want those. I want a cokehead. I just can't afford that diet. It's very expensive, you know? I want to look like David Bowie, not Dave from Wendy's, you know? The big drinker heads. I used to live in the UK. Anybody here from England or? Nope. Very Dartmouth crowd. We've never been over the bridge. This is it. The farthest we've been is Portland Street from Cole Harbour. No, I used to live in the UK doing comedy, and I'd be on the road a lot with stand-up, and I was the worst manager for myself, right? This one time, I was doing shows in Canada, and then I got to Toronto, and I was going to fly home to London. And I got on the plane and realized I had booked a flight to London, Ontario. Yeah. You know what tipped me off? When the plane ascended and immediately descended. It's like, why do they even fly here? I didn't even know London had an airport. I didn't realize there was that many people that wanted to go to London, Ontario. Have you been there? It's terrible. Sorry if anyone's from London, but oh my God. It's not like the other London, the tourist destination, the place people want to go, right? Why do terrible cities name themselves after great cities? Do you know that Saskatoon's municipal moniker is the Paris of the Prairies? That's what they call themselves. The Paris of the Prairies. And to be fair, compared to all the other cities in the prairies, they kind of are the Paris, so I'll give them that one. A while back, there was a couple they wanted to go on a surfing vacation to Australia. And then they accidentally booked a flight to Sydney, Nova Scotia. Have you heard about these poor souls? Oh my God, imagine that. You show up, you get off the plane, you're like, something's not right. Yeah, there's a beach, but it's filthy, you know? Hey, is that a kangaroo? No, that guy's just on crystal meth, you know? Hopping around, having a time. I moved back to Nova Scotia. I forgot what dating here is like, you know? Things you gotta take into consideration. You don't have to take into consideration in bigger cities, right? everyone's got a connection. Like, I went on a date, and met this really nice girl on an app. And we sit down, we're flirting, we're having a great time. And then I mentioned that my family was from Cape Breton, right? And she's like, oh, what city or town, right? And I was like, you've never heard of it. It's a place called Judique, right? Some of you are like, how is that spelled? It's not like not like a Jewish man's penis. It's Judique, right? It's right past kosher cock on your way to Hebrew Garden. It's straight in the middle. And she goes, oh my God, I was born there. And I said, we're probably related then. And it was a joke until we realized there was a distinct possibility that was true. So we traced our family tree back to the same branch, and we were all on the same leaf. We realized our grandfathers were brothers. Yeah. The bartender overheard everything. And in the thickest Cape Breton accent possible, she goes, oh, you're third cousins, it's fine. I was like, I don't think it's fine, lady, because we're second cousins, you know? And if you're into the like hooking up with your cousin game, you gotta get that math correct. And then it got me wondering, where do I draw the line with family? Right? Because down the line, we're all related. So I did some research. I figured out my cousin number was fourth cousin. I'm cool with a fourth cousin. Some of you are cringing right now. You know, maybe you're into a fifth, sixth cousin. You're not freaky like me. You're a little vanilla. But listen, guys. Fourth cousins share less than 1% of the same DNA. And you know what they say? Less than one, go have fun. Yeah. It's on the sign when you enter Cape Breton. Everyone knows this. So she got sick to her stomach and left, and I grabbed a pen and wrote this down for stand-up. It was but everyone, this was in a dirty North End bar in Halifax. They're called Charlie's. I don't know if you guys know the place, but so everyone wanted me to have sex with my cousin so bad. But the guy sitting next to me, he was pissed off. He turns to me, he's like, why'd you ask? I was like, ask what? Where she's from. And then he said, if you want to get laid around here, you never ask. And I was like, this guy almost fucked his cousin so many times he has a don't ask, don't tell policy now. And then I realized what was going on. I'd lived in the big city for too long. I was in Toronto for too long. I lost that local stank, you know? People wanted to initiate me. Newfoundland, kiss the cod. Nova Scotia, kiss the cousin. That's the rules. That's the rules. All right, guys, I'm Nick Martinello. Thank you so much.